Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Etcetera with the Woodards. I'm your host for this evening, Craig Woodard Sr. Welcome to episode 19. And just to clarify, we are going live on Facebook right now. We are also recording for our YouTube channel, Etcetera with the Woodards. Hey, listen, this is going to be a special episode. This is part two of a dedicated podcast to my little cousin, Marchello Woodard, who was laid to rest this past Saturday afternoon. Just to kind of get everyone up to speed on what has occurred. On July 2nd, in a nutshell, my cousin Cello was gunned down by Pennsylvania State parole officers, and he passed away July 2nd that evening. What a tragedy, and I wanted to dedicate this episode to him. Last week on my episode 18, I kind of went over a lot of different things. So we're going to do a little bit of some updates, just kind of tell the story again for those who are unfamiliar with what has happened. And also, we're going to talk about three things that we want from this, okay, which is very important. The community, the 814 in Erie, Pennsylvania, has been very, very busy the last week and a half here, and I commend everyone and all of their efforts, and I commend all of the support, all the supporters, everyone that has taken part in this. So let me just kind of go back and talk about what has occurred so far. So Marchello Woodard was visited the night of July 2nd, a little bit after 10 o'clock, by Pennsylvania State parole officers. They were doing a check-in. As they were doing the check-in, they found Cello sitting in the car with, I think, two people were sitting in the vehicle with him. Based off of what the state parole agents are saying, their official statement is that they approached the vehicle, they announced who they were. One of the parole agents was holding on to the window or door, and they stated that Marchello started to drive off. As he started to drive off, they said that parole agent was being drugged by the car. Let that sink in for a second. All right, he's in the car. They approached, this is what they say. They approached the vehicle. They said they announced themselves. The parole agent is holding on to the door where the window is. He starts to drive off, and the agent gets drugged, so they say. The other agent who got out of the vehicle at the time saw the agent being drugged, and he opened fire, and he shot 3 times, killing my little cousin. They are calling this a justified shooting. The state police have released a statement, and they're calling this a justified shooting, and they are sticking with their original statement. Okay, well, you guys know it's 2025, and we have Ring videos out there. It's the year of technology, and for some reason they think that we were unable to gather this information. And I got a very important person that is on right now watching. It's my cousin Deontay Cooley. And you're 100% right, cuz no probation officer should be killing people at all. That's number one, and we're going to get into that as well. But I just want to poke some holes into their statement. So first of all, I want you all to share this. I want you guys to make sure that you guys are hashtagging everything that you see that we have with Cello's name on it. Hashtag justice for Cello. All right. That's what we want to do. All right. And I want to talk about this. I want to begin to talk about this here. Um, this is by fact, the two parole officers were white. My cousin was black. But the essence of this story is not about race. It's about justice. It's about what happened and what should have happened and what is not happening right now. Okay? So the facts are that the officers were white and my cousin was black. Okay? But that has nothing to do with what is actually going on and what we're pushing for right here. Okay? So let me get into this for a minute. We have a Ring video that has been shared. I shared it on my page. Many of you have shared it as well. So many people have saw it. There's a couple of them out there. There's one that doesn't look too clear. It's facing across the street at another house with a guy with a flashlight. But we do have a close version that is pointed right to the vehicle. All right. And I want to just give you my opinion of what I see in this video. So in this video, and as I stated, you can find this video on my page, Craig Woodard Sr. You just scroll down, you can find the very last video that I shared. That's a Ring video. That's the one I'm talking about. It's the close one. I did post one that is a little awkward view, but the close one you definitely can see. What I see in this video, you see two people that get out of their vehicle. One person gets out of their vehicle. That was a parole agent. Another person gets out the passenger side. That was a parole agent. They walk up a little closer to Cello's vehicle. As they're standing there, you then hear 3 shots. You hear what I'm saying? As they're standing there, you then hear 3 shots. No vehicles are moving at the time. Not one vehicle is moving at the time. After the shots, the 2 individuals get in the vehicle and they pull around Cello's vehicle. Totally goes against the statement that they are saying. Totally goes against the statement that they are saying. And it makes no sense to me. How is it a justified shooting if the vehicle was not moving? It takes away their story of that this officer was being dragged. Okay? That is what they are trying to push this on, to make the vehicle be a weapon to justify the shooting. But the video shows otherwise. All right? There are also a couple other shots in this video as well. I believe there were either 4 or 5, I believe I heard in the video. But the point is the shots happened before any vehicle moved. Okay? This is the frustrating thing for my family and I. And I am down here in Tampa, Florida. I've been fully connected to this story, with this being my family. I have lost 3 cousins in the last 5 months, from my cousin Chuck to my cousin Dewan and now Cello. And so, I'm fully involved in this particular story, and I want to seek justice for my cousin based on this. This is another case of an unarmed black man getting shot by law enforcement. And it's a shame. So an autopsy was done. When the autopsy was done, the conclusion of the autopsy was that it was ruled a homicide. Okay? So you have a homicide, you have a shooter. It was a gunshot that killed him. That's murder. He was unarmed. Um, this is tough. This is very, very tough for me and my family. Um, my heart and all my love goes out to Cello's mom, to Cello's dad, to his kids, and to the rest of the Woodard family. We will make it through this. We will continue to fight for justice for Cello. But the math ain't mathing. It's not adding up. It just is not adding up. Watch the video. Watch the video. The problem that we're having right now, and this happened on 27th in German, a couple blocks from where my house was, where I grew up. Cello was 43 years old. He was turning 44 on the 22nd of this month. He was actually going to be off of parole on July 18th. And I mean, I just have so many questions. What are these parole agents doing on the night before a holiday after 10 o'clock doing some type of a check in? It just doesn't make any sense to me, you know. And he was in the vehicle. They don't do traffic stops. I just don't understand what's going on. And here's my problem. A lot of people thought it was the Erie Police Department that were involved at the beginning. Um, you know, uh, they responded to the gunshots. All right, so it's clear that they were not the ones involved. Um, you know, we got man. This is really really tough. Never in my life did I think I would be here reporting on my cousin like this. Um, hmm, it's something else. To our displeasure, it took a long time for the state to come out with a statement. The DA's office came out with a statement, and they're saying the same exact thing. They're saying the same exact thing. They're saying that the investigation is continuing, it is ongoing. Um, Once they finish the investigation, they are going to determine whether they have enough to file charges. You have a homicide. It's already been ruled a homicide. This past Saturday, my cousin was laid to rest. All right. Um, he was unarmed. They've already stated that. And the two people involved, the two parole agents allegedly involved, was Aaron Osborne and Kevin Seelinger. And Kevin Seelinger allegedly was the shooter. Okay. Um, Here's the game with the state. The state is the state. The state, they work together. The DA's office, the state, they all are on the same side. If you flip the script and you had two black guys approaching a white guy in the car, and those two black guys, or one of the two, open fires on that white guy, those two black guys would be arrested that night. They would be arrested that night. That is how it happens. That's how it happens. And the fact that these guys could kill my cousin and go home and enjoy their July 4th weekend does not sit well with me or you or anybody else in the 814. Now, I got to say this. We got some haters out there. We have a lot of haters out there on social media. We got these people that are going on saying some nasty stuff online. Um, these people, um, they have no right to say some of the things that they're saying. Cello was getting ready to turn his life around. He was going to be off parole on July 18th, and It's just ridiculous. A couple other comments. Tomorrow is day 12 without a press conference. There has been no press conference. Our outrage is justice for Cello, right? They can send all the statements they want. We haven't heard on camera from anyone yet. From anyone yet. My family deserves better than that. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that somebody wouldn't step up and come out and speak to the family officially on air. No press conference, no nothing. I don't understand. It just doesn't make any sense. Just doesn't make any sense to me. As I stated, if you flip the script and the shoe was on the other foot, that black shooter would have been arrested that night, and you can count on that. And everybody knows that. You know, everybody knows that. This one hurts. I want to give some shout outs to a few people that have been really leading the charge up in Erie for this unfortunate situation. Terry and Jerry Roberts, my cousins, they've been great at spreading the word, getting out there. There have been a lot of different peaceful protests going on that I can appreciate. Got to give a shout out to my cousin Deontay Cooley. Thank you. Thank you for all you're doing as well. Sarah Bridget, thank you for all you're doing. There's a lot of people involved. I also want to let you know that this is a diverse support group that we have. We have white folks that feel the same way that we feel. And I want y'all to know this. This isn't black and white. This isn't black and white. It's just wrong. Okay? We have white folks that support us. One being Cindy and Rob Triber. Okay? They have been awesome, excellent, involved, present. They speak the truth, and Rob is law enforcement, has been in law enforcement over 20 years. And so we know when right is right and wrong is wrong. And how is Cello shot and killed and his fiance, who was in the car with him, was arrested? I don't understand. I don't understand. How is she arrested when she didn't do anything? But yet the shooter's not arrested yet. They haven't even come on camera to mention who they say the shooter was. It just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. And Cindy's telling me now when she was detained, 30 officers invaded her home with a search warrant. What are they looking for? What are y'all looking for? Like the way that this has been conducted is unacceptable to the family and to the Erie community. I want to talk about the protests. I want to talk about the funeral. There were a number of protests that we've had, and all of them were peaceful. The one down at the courthouse could have been a little bit better, but I want to say this on behalf of the Woodard family. Those that are holding the F the police signs and all that stuff, you're pulling away from the Woodard message. That's not our message. There's good law enforcement out there, and there's bad law enforcement out there, right? It's not all law enforcement. And we know that because we have Rob Triber on our side. All right. So when these protests continue, please, please, please be passionate, be respectful, have dignity. You're representing the 814, you're representing the Woodard family. Please keep the peace, because these people want us to act up. They want us to act up so they can lock somebody else up. And we don't need that to happen. We don't need that to happen. Okay? And Malcolm's right. Malcolm, I think I left you out. Malcolm Pulliam's another one that's been out there pushing the word as well. We do have work to do. We're not done. And I'm going to tell you the three things that we want, the three things that we need. We've been passing around this hashtag, Justice for Cello. What does Justice for Cello look like? Three things. There's three things that Justice for Cello looks like. Number one, an indictment. We need an indictment. Let me tell you a little story. Down here in Tampa, at Hillsborough County, a few years back, I was on the grand jury. Okay, I was on the grand jury for 6 months. Anytime there was a first murder, a murder with first murder charges, they called in the grand jury. And I'm sure it's the same in Pennsylvania. And what the state does, the DA's office, the state comes in and they present all of their evidence to the grand jury. They present all the evidence to the grand jury. The grand jury is the one that decides whether or not they have enough evidence to indict. Once you have an indictment, then you have an arrest. Once you have an arrest, then it's going to go to trial. So we want an indictment, we want an arrest, and then we want a conviction. We then want a conviction, plain and simple. This one should be open door, shut case, man. I mean, we have the video. We have the video. So unless they're going to come up with some other type of story, which they said that they're sticking with their original statement, then what their original statement says is totally against what the video shows. So there's a lot that needs to be done. They need to know that we are not going anywhere. Hashtag Justice for Cello is what we're going to be pushing. We do have some other groups getting involved here. I am on here tonight paying my respect for my cousin. I was unable to make it to the funeral. I had a lot of other family members that were there. Unfortunately, I couldn't make the trip up, but the least that I could do is come on here and fight for justice for Cello in the way that I could. Okay. We need this story to grow some legs. And what I mean by that is as we continue to keep Cello alive and keep his story and his memory alive, maybe we can make this thing go national. Maybe this story goes nationwide and it picks up a little momentum. This story battled with the tragedy down in Texas with the Texas flooding and 100 and some people dying there. But this story is even more important to me because it affects my family. All right. So we need you all to share the hell out of this podcast. Share the hell out of everything that you see with Cello's name on it. Make sure you hashtag it Justice for Cello. All right. And what does Justice for Cello look like? Justice for Cello looks like an indictment, an arrest, and a conviction. And after the conviction, the sentencing. And I'm not talking about a year. I'm not talking about 2 years in the sentencing. This was cold-blooded murder, in my opinion. And it needs to be seen that way. It needs to be seen that way. So when you guys are out there and you guys are protesting, protest with passion, protest with strength, protest with faith, with dignity. I appreciate everybody that is supporting us, everybody that's chiming in on social media, everyone that's sharing all of our videos, everyone that's sharing all of our news clips. This is how this story grows legs. This is what we need. We need this in order for it to go national. And this is what we need to do, okay? And I'm telling you, once this thing takes off, it will go national. And this is just the beginning. But this Wednesday is going to be 2 weeks since my cousin was gunned down. And as of now, we have no arrest. How is that possible? How is that possible? There needs to be a conviction on first degree murder charges. That's what it needs to be. That's what it needs to be. That would be justice for Cello because he was gunned down for no reason. They're parole agents. They could have came back the following day. This is the first time in Erie that this has happened. This better be the last time. This better be the last time. And they need to make sure that they do their due diligence and give justice for Cello. Follow the law. Follow the law, because I'm telling you, if the shoe was on the other foot, we would be in jail right now. Y'all know this. We would be in jail right now. No bond. How do they get to go home and spend time with their family on July 4th, going out barbecuing and shit? I don't get it. It's just, it infuriates me. It just infuriates me. And excuse my language, but this shouldn't happen. This shouldn't happen. You shouldn't be able to go home and eat hot dogs and hamburgers after you done killed somebody. Plain and simple. The government needs to be ashamed of themselves. The state police, I mean, they all need to be ashamed of themselves. No press conference? 12 days and no press conference. Just doesn't make any sense to me. Continue the great job that you all are doing. Continue to support the family. Deontay's giving me some good information. He's saying the job description does not describe possibility of lethal force. Not at all. When have you ever heard of a parole agent killing somebody? What? Like, how does that happen? I just don't understand. This has got to stop. It's got to stop. I mean, I'm shaken beyond belief that this has happened in my hometown. And you all and all of your support is keeping me going. You all are keeping me going. I can just really appreciate a lot of the things. And listen, there's going to be negative comments that you guys are going to get on your social media. Turn the other cheek. Let it roll off your shoulder. Let's keep fighting for justice. Do not let anybody pull us from the message that we are trying to portray. Our message, justice for Cello. How do we get justice for Cello? Indictment, arrest, conviction. That's what we need. Indictment, arrest, conviction. That equals hashtag justice for Cello. So keep doing your thing. I appreciate you all listening to me tonight. I'm going to post this on my YouTube channel, Etcetera with the Woodards, tomorrow night. I did go live on Facebook. There's many people watching. I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Share this video, share this podcast with everybody and their brother. Hashtag CNN, hashtag MSNBC. Put it all on there. We need to get the word out. This thing needs to grow some legs, and we need to put this story nationwide is where it needs to go, so we can get justice for Cello. What's justice for Cello? Indictment, arrest, conviction. That's what we need. Thank you all for listening to me tonight. I appreciate it. My name is Craig Woodard. I'll see you guys next time.